Hello RC fans. I wanted to just make a mini review of the Traxxas Stampede 4x4 VXL. I was working on it and I thought I wanted to share what I thought was good, what I thought was bad, what upgrades I needed, and yeah, just an overall look of the car. Maybe somebody's looking to buy one, maybe give some tips, something nobody else thought of about this car. So I had it for 2 months now and I love it. It's a great car. So just wanted to start with we start with the good. It's plenty fast with the stock motor and stock electronics and stock gearing, running on a 3S pack. I bought this, cost me a lot, but it was worth it. 3S LiPo 120C, probably a burst 120C. I doubt it's a continuous 120C, so probably in the 40s or something, 50s, but works good. Get pretty long drive times. So haven't been into RC cars since I don't know, 20 years ago. My last car, no, actually it was less, 10 years ago. I had a Nitro for a short period of time, but it broke and just sat on a shelf and I sold it off. So I was finished with the Nitro cars. So that was 10 years ago. I'm currently into RC helicopters, 3D helicopters, but I always felt there was missing something in my collection, so I looked into cars again, and a lot have happened since 10 years back. Electronics become so much better. So I looked around and I found this, the Traxxas one. Price was right, size was right. So a lot of positive feedback on it. So I thought, what the hey. So here it is. I bought it in the winter time, since helicopter flying in the winter is a no-go. I was itching for some RC, so that's why I bought this car again, and I don't regret it at all. One thing you must know when buying a car, if you don't own anything, if you're just starting out, it's gonna cost you a lot more than you think, because you probably want to go LiPo, then you need a LiPo charger, and the LiPo and the charger is gonna run you a lot. But since I'm into helis and stuff, I had a LiPo charger. I only need to buy the battery. But anyway, the car performs great, I think, with some upgrades, like almost all ready-to-run cars out there. It's got plenty of power, like I said. It's a great basher. Handles a beating pretty good. I was thinking in the beginning that the 1 to 10 scale would be small, but it's short, but still has a big presence. Well, for me anyway. Coming from my previous car was on 1/8 scale, a Nitro car. This still feels big enough. It doesn't feel small. So, but enough of that. Let's talk about what I've upgraded and stuff. As you can see, a cooling fin on the motor. The motor needs some sort of cooling. It's a must if you're gonna run any kind of LiPo 2S or 3S. I haven't tested on 2S, but I would imagine it will still get hot because the LiPo is able to, yeah, sustain so much power all the way through your driving. Well, through your driving. What am I talking about? But at least for me, a 3S pack, it's gonna heat up the engine good. So I'm trying out now. Just got this. It's Intergy cooling fin. It's the 19th, is it 9 fin kind. It was about $9. Was a cheap buy. So I thought, well, just a clip on, and I was hoping to get away with the fanless kind, because I don't like having to put another fan in this car. There's already one that I still don't like, but it's needed to running a 3S setup on the ESC. Only because the car can handle water, but immediately when you put the fan on, it's not gonna handle water that well, that kind of amount of water without one. It's gonna break. I already broken one, and they don't come cheap, these fans. They are way overpriced, but I had to get a new one, and I had the car for like 2 months, I think. After the 2, I think I didn't even have it for a week, and I broke the first one due to water. Like I said, I got it in the winter time, so probably should have thought of that. The snow would probably cool it enough, but I didn't think about it, and I got it back in, and the next day I was gonna take it out and the fan was dead. So seems the cooling fin on the motor seems to work, seems to draw enough heat away from the engine, from the motor, to yeah, it doesn't burn up anyway. I drive pretty hard, and but still there's like 10 to 15 degrees Celsius outside, so it's not that hot. So I don't know if this is gonna hold up on a warm summer day. Probably not. But I have a Castle Creation blower on the way, in back order. So I'm gonna put that on just to be sure I don't burn up the motor. By the way, this white gunk here, that's thermal paste. It's kind of thermal paste you use on a cooling fin on a CPU, or yeah. Put it on there, felt like couldn't hurt to make a better contact between the motor and the cooling fin. The ESC works great. Doesn't get that hot with the fan, no problems there. The car has never been submerged in water, but it's seen its fair share of water, and it still works. So it's splash resistant, I will guess. Nothing's watertight when it comes to RC, but the servo too works great. Enough torque, and the speed is good. I'm not complaining. The receiver box seems to also be watertight, not any problems there. Let's talk about some upgrades that I think is needed. First, tires. This is the 2.8 trencher tires from Proline. They are great compared to the stock ones. The stock ones just float around on loose dirt, no traction at all, almost. Well, you got traction forward, but if you want to turn make a turn, it's just gonna slide and slide. It's uncontrollable compared to these. So in my book, it's a must upgrade. Not trenchers preferably, but something better than the stock ones. Well, the price is going up because you go doing that kind of upgrade. It costs a bit to do the upgrade, but it was worth it. Totally worth it. Now, another upgrade I did, of course, is the battery tray lift kit. Must have also if you're going to fit any kind of LiPo in there with a decent amount of runtime. So that's a small upgrade. And of course the MIP heavy duty drive axles. I actually didn't break mine stock, but I saw the holes on the stock drive shaft starting to oval out. So before I actually broke it, when I was out driving, I switched to the MIP ones before that happened. Oh yeah, the bearings, it's actually not upgraded at all. It's the stock bearings that came with the car. The only thing I did, I took every bearing out, I cleaned them out and re-lubed them with ball bearing grease. It's a kind of grease that's made for lubing ball bearings, and it's smooth as butter. I did see a small amount of, not rust, but it was like starting out, and probably from the snow bashing. So again, water splash resistant, not watertight. So if you're driving in wet conditions, that's something you probably will have to do. It's a shitty job to take all the bearings out, take the covers off every bearing, spray out the old lube and lube them up again. It's a shitty job, but if you don't want to buy bearings all the time, it's something you just have to do once in a while. Now let's talk about the stuff I've broken on it. Like I said before, the back drive shaft that usually goes first when on a Traxxas setup. It's like I said, I've switched them out before, but if I kept them on there, it probably would have broken. The front one is stock. Broken one on this side, I think it was, yeah, on the left side, and that was due to me having full speed into a light pole, and it hit the tire right in the front. So I broke the drive shaft and I bent the steering rod right here. So, but I just took a hammer and hammered it back straight, so it's nice and straight again. No worries. Oh yeah, one other thing about the steering when I'm on the steering side, front side, is the what's it called? The one rod that connects the left side to the right side, the plastic one. It's, I don't know, it's not good. It tends to oval out a bit, so you get a bit more looseness in the right side tire compared to the left side. The left side is nice and stiff, the right side is a bit more wobbly. You're gonna feel this when you're running high speed, and you let off the throttle, and it's gonna like take off. Not much, but it's gonna take off one way or the other. I don't remember which way, but that's on pavement. When you're on off-road, you're not gonna feel that. So I don't see it as a big issue, but it would be nice if they had done a better job of picking some other method of connecting the left and right side. To the back here, as you can see, the wheelie bar is not here, and there's a reason for that. Here's the reason. As you can see, it's totally destroyed. This is actually, that's my first one, and this is my second one. I thought I was gonna be smart and glue this and screw it at the same time, so it will hold up better, so the screws wouldn't come out through the plastic when you land, have a heavy landing like this on the side, because it's gonna break off like it's done here. The screws are gonna come through the plastic, and it's gonna strip the plastic, and it's gonna like hang off like this. So, but gluing it with super glue was not a good idea, because that apparently hardened the plastic around here. So the only thing that broke is, instead of the screws coming through the plastic, it took the plastic with it, like you see here. And when that happens, the pins come out that holds the A-arm. So no go on the glue. I have five of these on order, because I saw this is going to be an issue. I'm going to break a lot of them. And one day after I had ordered 5 of these, luckily they're not that expensive, a guy on the Traxxas forum tipped me off about the T-bone rear bumper. So I have one of those on the way, and they look much more sturdier and more robust. I ordered one without the wheels, because I'm not all that into wheelies. So I'm hoping that's gonna fix the issues in the back here. Also, the body also have some, well, the body is decent, nice looking. The only downside on this design is when you land the car on the roof like this, you're gonna hit it here, and you're gonna hit it back here. What happens when all the weight is gonna hit back here, like you see here, it's gonna break from the other way. It's gonna break here. It's gonna bend the whole body across here, and it's gonna break. I think after the first 3 days it started breaking here. So before it broke more, I started out gluing the washers that comes with the kit, the white washers on the underside, but that didn't help. It was not enough to hold it together. So I went a step further, and I took a glue gun and I cut out. This is actually from an RC helicopter canopy that's made of glass fiber. Probably says, you can see it says T-Rex there. That's a helicopter. But anyway, I cut out some of that, and I took the glue gun, a lot of glue, and I stick it on there, and I reinforced it with glue all around and on the sides here, and that's held up quite nice. It's still in one piece. As you can see, it does have seen a lot of roof time. So that helped a bit, but still it would have been nice if they came up with another something to just support the body under here of some kind, but I haven't seen it. Other things I've done, I have put some new oil in the shocks. This is a 350 weight oil, seems to work good. Get nice dampening, not too hard, not too soft, just right. I also took away the big one that came with the kit. And I put the, not the thinnest one, but the most, yeah, one to this. I don't know if you can see that. That seemed to soften up. I thought this preload was too stiff out of the box, and this seems to, with the heavy lipo on it, just sits about right. Just when you put the car down, it just sits like that instead of way up here. So you have some, the wheels can also travel down into holes and stuff when you're driving. It handles a lot better. Yeah. Oh yeah, and about the transmitter. It's a good transmitter to start off with. I can't complain about it. It's got nice range. I drove it pretty far away without any issues. The only real downside to this is this wheel. See, when you turn it, it stops there. But wait, you can get a little bit more out of it. See? This is actually, this kind here, I'm using exponential on it, so I get a little throw here, and it's get more and more and more. And this little, doesn't look like much, but this little movement here is actually a lot of movement on the tires. So that's really the biggest issue with this transmitter. It's not a big issue, but when you're driving around and you have to like jog it harder on it, it shouldn't be like that, but it is like that, so it is what it is. So yeah, bottom line is, it's a fun car, very fun car. I had a lot of fun with it. Can't actually complain a lot about the rest of the car. The drive system seems to hold up nicely. Haven't stripped any gears or nothing like that. Yeah, it's a fun car, so hope you got something out of this. Sorry about for the M's and R's. Just doing this, I haven't written down anything, so just, yeah. So yeah, the Traxxas Stampede 4x4 VXL. Lots of fun. Thanks for watching.